r/ask Reddit. What's a simple rule that people can't seem to follow? Headlights on when it's raining, overcast, snowing. Maybe you can see fine without them, but that doesn't mean other drivers can see you. It's for everyone's safety. And slowing down when it's raining, snowing. I've seen people get on the highway and go straight up to 75 miles per hour like there's nothing wrong, and then they're shocked when they spin out and total their cars. There is two sides to this as far as people shouldn't speed, but in areas where people aren't used to the rain driving, they will go 35 on the freeway and be even more of a hazard to people driving responsibly. In Southern California, when it rains, it's people doing 80 rear-ending people doing 30 and everyone doing 60 weaving through the carnage. Not littering and actually putting their trash in the garbage. Cough cough, cigarette butts, when there are bin made for it. Edit, my bad for the misspelling. BTW, do they have a case holder like the one used in MGS for that snaky uses? When my college banned smoking on campus, they also removed all the cigarette trash pole things. Dumbest idea ever. If you use something, put it the duck back where you found it. Yes, put things back where you found them. Even in the grocery, people pick things up, look at them, and when they decide they don't want them, will go out of their way to put it in the wrong place. Reminds me of when I worked in a hardware store in the plumbing section and we had a bunch of PVC fittings, like 99% of which were black with a couple orange ones. I can clearly remember trying to help a customer and they were holding one of the orange fittings in their hands, and I swear I could see the sweat drops forming when they were trying to put it back on the shelf. Dude ended up putting it with black fittings because, of course. The only person who should be able to hear your headphones is you. I was riding a packed train when I hear music playing on speaker from the guy in front of me. How rude. I thought, just use headphones. Moments later, hey, I like that song. And that. Holy shiz. We have the exact same taste in music. I give him an appreciative nod. He just stares back like I was an idiot. I finally get off at my station, and the music was still following me. Turns out it was my phone that somehow started playing out loud. He must have thought you were such a douche giving the "you like that" nod. Let people exit the elevator before you attempt to get in. Thousands of people work in my building. Someone standing immediately in front of you, blocking your way out, happens daily, and it's always some dude who is pissed off because other humans exist. Encountered a man yesterday who wanted on the elevator. I was just about to get off. Instead of taking a step back and waiting for me to leave, he literally said, "Excuse me," and just tried to barrel past me as I was exiting. Who raised these people? A guy tried to do a similar thing to me when I used to get the train to school. I clearly began to step off and he tried to walk through me, so I body checked him and bumped him out the way. He had the cheek to call me out for being rude and shoving him. Being the cokey 17-year-old I was, I told him to get some manners and stop being a coke. I never saw him again. Edit, spelling. If you want to stop and look at something on your phone, get out of the way of other people first. No, ideally just before, or just after, or just in the middle of a door. Unless told to swipe through pics, don't just go swiping willy-nilly through someone's pics when they show you one. My buddy has a smoking hot wife, and they were showing me pics of a trip they went on. His wife was scrolling the pics for me, and after about a dozen or so, my buddy was like, "Whoa, there are some naked pics of you on there. Be careful." I didn't get to see any naked pics, but it was close. She's an exhibitionist and he foiled her plan. Curses. If we drive on the right side of the road, we should walk on the right side of the aisle in the grocery store. Additionally, like the road, escalators and other walkways that can accommodate 2 lanes have one for going slow and one for passing. Do not block them. This, every goddamn day. This. I am only 6'1" but I positively tower over a great deal of people and I walk pretty fast. Habit from work and long legs. So when people stop just inside the exit from the bus train, I feel like losing my shit. On escalators they tend to stand just enough over I cannot politely shove them out of the way and keep going. I know not all people can take the steps 2 at a time or even move faster than 1 step every 4 seconds, but that is why you move over to the slow lane. Clean your pee on the toilet seat. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the seatie. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat is another good one. I used to teach that while potty training in daycare. You don't need to reply all, every single email. I don't want to see your congratulations for Susie's success. Email her only. Edit. Brothers and sisters. Multiple commenters have shined the way. Google. How to ignore converting Outlook. TY for those that brought this up. And by extension, people who send those emails without using BCC to begin with, thus enabling the reply all mess. I just realized I'm 25 and don't know how to email. We have a lot of roundabouts where I live and it seems like the hardest thing in the world for about 35% of people to just yield to the cars on the left. People who full stop at the yield sign, even when the roundabout is empty. I full stop at every sign. Exit signs on the highway, I pump the brakes. Billboards? You bet. If the clouds ahead are dark, I take it as a sign of rain and stop. Bumper stickers are arguably signs, so you know I'm stopping for them. One time I saw a deaf woman using sign language. I stayed stock still for the entirety of her conversation. Respect the signs. Don't talk during movies. If you need to, then whisper, not talking at a normal loud voice. I had some chick behind us while watching A Quiet Place. Normal voice talking at various points throughout the movie and at one point say OMG I would never survive in that place. Yep, no shit. Karen. STFU. I had the same experience with that movie. Like out of all the movies you could talk during, you're gonna pick the one called A Quiet Place? Flush the duck-in toilet. Disgusting. IT was duck in one of yous. Using turn signals to signify you are about to turn or switch lanes. I use them as decoys, flicking them on to go one direction but then going the opposite. Sometimes if you really want to freak them out, the hazard lights make it look like you're going in two directions. Always remember that your daily commute is a race and you should always be first. If people get mad or yell, don't let it get you down. You're the most important person on the road. Edit. The is a hard word to spell. Edit number 2. Holy moly. 7 years and I got my first silver. Thanks. You must be from Arizona. I saw too many people use the opposite signal in the 2 months I was there. It was enough times I can't believe it was a mistake. Don't block the whole aisle with your cart at the grocery store. You're steaming log. Pretend not to notice you're there. 100% concentration required to read the label on these pickles. The left lane of the highway is for passing, not driving 5 below the speed limit right next to a car in the right lane. But what if I'm driving 10 miles over the speed limit trying to pass a car? Never seems fast enough for the beach riding up behind me in her Dundee BMW. Yes, some people did go out of control with tailgating. If I am getting tailed and still going 10 over or so, I'll try to just make sure I'm passing the car pretty fast then get over. But if there is another car in front of me in the left lane, then the tailgater is sol. Take your bag off the seat next to you when the bus train you're on is filling up, and don't huff at me when I ask you to move it if you don't. The world would be a slightly better place if more people could feel comfortable to say this sort of thing in the situation. It would be a much better place if more people would accept this sort of comment and actually change their behavior. Open bracket. Also, similar seat etiquette. Don't assume someone else can get up for an elderly disabled person. You don't know if anyone has another reason they need to stay seated. As someone with a sometimes invisible disability, it really gets to me when I'm the only person who stands for someone who needs it more than I do. When I know that probably at least one of the 30 people around me is able-bodied. Don't text and drive. That's not a rule. That's a law. There's a difference. Depends on the place, but people have trouble with it either way. Do not block the intersection. Every morning people think they are saving themselves a bunch of time by jumping into the intersection as the light is turning red because they don't want to wait for another light cycle. Now the other direction can't go. Horns start honking. Gestures are exchanged. And now no one is going anywhere. It's really not that difficult to prevent this. People. My favorite. They're always sitting in the middle of the intersection gesturing at the car in front of them, saying I can't go. It's this person in front of me who's causing the problem. Horseshit. If you entered the intersection without enough room to exit the intersection, you are the problem. Nut up, it's the person in front of me. To not be an a-hole. I see and hear so many people who seem to praise themselves on how much of an a-hole they are, like it is some stupid part of their personality. No, being an a-hole does not make you more appealing to the general public, it just makes you an a-hole. Praise themselves on how much of an a-hole they are. I do this as a coping mechanism, so that if I ever find out people actually do think I'm an a-hole, it'll hurt less. Pick up after yourself. I have a friend that just doesn't care about his trash and throws shit wherever, even if there's a trash can nearby. We've argued a lot about this and it annoys me that a lot of people do it too. Leash laws for dogs. I get that your dog might be friendly, but my dog has a 50-50 chance of being best friends or worst enemies with your dog. Get your dog off my lawn and put it on a leash. I can't tell you the number of times I've been walking my dog and she was attacked by some a-hole who said he's usually such a good boy. I've seen small children knocked over too. Use a ducking leash. My parents have a dog, aggressive dog. When I walk her, it's so frustrating to see some random dog barreling towards me as its owner shouts from a distance that it's okay. He's friendly. That's nice, but mine will definitely growl and bare her teeth at your friendly dog if it comes too close. How about you leash it? Do not ducking talk to me at a urinal. If we ain't ducking, I ain't saying a damn thing to you with my dong in my hand. This goes double if someone's in a stall dropping anchor. However, it does not apply if someone is dropping anchor and they're not in a stall. That's the only time you open your mouth to someone laying cable. I've only once talked to a stranger in a stall next to mine. I had stepped into the stall, saw there was no toilet paper, so I went into the next stall. This poor dude rushed in there and plopped down, and a few moments later I hear what the duck? I grabbed a loose roll of TP from my stall, held it under the stall wall, and said yo. He took the paper, said thanks, and that was the end of it. Treat others as you wish to be treated. Seriously, this would fix so many goddamn problems. Treat others as you wish to be treated. To slightly recontextualize this, treat others as they would wish someone would treat them. But maybe you wouldn't care about things that would bother them greatly. Maybe you would take umbrage at things they would brush off. Especially, treat others as they ask to be treated. The golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. What's your first rule of order, sir? Don't breathe down someone's neck while queuing. Don't chew with your ducking mouth open. Shut the duck up if you don't have anything to say. See, the problem about that is when I'm quiet, people ask what's wrong. Why are you so quiet today? And when I talk, they don't listen or just straight up ignore 99% of the things I say. So I really don't know what the duck they want from me. You sound like I'd like you. When turning onto a multi-lane, one-way road, you are supposed to turn into the closest lane to you and then use your blinker to merge across when you can. Nobody does this, and all that happens is the person turning left onto the road has to wait for the people turning right to cut across 4 lanes, blocking the people from turning left. If everyone turns into the closest lane, you don't have to wait for anyone and traffic flows much better. Keep some space in between you and the car in front of you. Wash your hands after using the bathroom. When people are giving safety briefings before dangerous situations, extreme sports etc., then pay attention. We say that stuff in the hope that you'll listen and not die. If you're ducking about and not paying attention, then get hurt on the activity. Then you'll be the first to bitch and whine about a lawsuit. How about you pay attention first, avoid the injury, and then nobody has to listen to your crying bullshit. This is why I have a job. Open bracket. Industrial health and safety. No matter how many times you tell people about the numerous things that could hurt them in a factory, and give them every possible protection against injury, they'll find a way to duck it up. We just had a lady get hit by a forklift while walking through an aisle very clearly labeled at both ends. No pedestrian traffic. PIVs only, personal industrial vehicles. So, back to the drawing board to figure out a better method of posting rules and restrictions that people won't follow anyway. Pick up your dog poo. Put a ducking seatbelt on, it's so easy, goddamn. Minding your business. Staying out of others' business unless it involves someone being hurt or abused. Don't touch strangers. Not a rule but rude. More like an unspoken rule. No one wants to hear your phone conversations. Another one. Stop talking during movies. Use your turn signal. Do you have one ass? Then you get one seat on public transit. During busy periods, your bag does not get one, nor your jacket, nor anything else. And for duck's sake, don't make people ask you to move it. Holy shit, that's a-hole behavior. When you see the bus or train filling up, preemptively put that shit on your lap or the floor. Merge by spacing out behind the car next to you as if you're already in that lane. If everyone does this, you can't merge by slotting everyone together every other car at 50 miles per hour. If you drive like a jackass and cram up behind the car in your lane without anticipating that the two lanes are becoming one lane, it slows the traffic to a crawl. I'd like to add, while you're on the on-ramp going to the highway, interstate, speed up to the speed limit at least. Yesterday, I was behind someone going 45 when they go onto the highway with traffic going 70. The speaker on your phone is for when multiple people want to hear what's going on, not when you feel like sharing your shitty music while shopping. Don't be a dong. Holding the door for other people as a way to be courteous. Use your damn turn signals. Just to add, using your signal a second before or as you turn doesn't help. You need to signal it before your turn. The passing lane is for passing. Maybe chew with your mouth closed, you ducking in bread. Put trash in the bin. When someone do you a favor or helps you, say thank you. If your stupid music is so loud that it's vibrating the windows of my car or my house, it's too ducking loud and you're just being an a-hole. I mean, I get listening to music that you love really loud in your car because it's fun and whatever, but when it's aggressively, disturbingly ducking loud when you're parked or waiting in traffic, I literally hate you. Open bracket. This is directed towards my neighbor, who regularly sits in his driveway, blasting shitty music with his car doors open in my otherwise nice quiet neighborhood. Picking up their dog's shit. It's not that hard. Having to use a tree branch to pick the shit out of sneakers is. Stay right except to pass. Use your damn turn signals. Don't be an a-hole to strangers online. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.